What's good, YouTube? I'm back with another video. Today I will be giving you guys 3 keys, 3 things to look out for in this upcoming semi-final matchup in the Orange Bowl between Notre Dame and Penn State. We got two great programs matching up together in Florida. Notre Dame having a great season, Penn State having a great season, but both teams have received their fair share of criticism from college football fans, and rightfully so, because you got to think Notre Dame did have possibly the worst loss of the year of any team in college football, losing at home to Northern Illinois. That was just a horrible loss, inexcusable loss. We would be looking at Notre Dame completely different had they never lost that game, because that's their only loss. So they would be an undefeated team. They probably would have got a higher seed. We would be looking at Notre Dame completely different. They would probably be having one of the best seasons in, college football history, definitely in Notre Dame history. And they still are in Notre Dame history. But this would have been an amazing season had they not lost that NIU game. But because they did, and you can't change the past, you never know. They might have lost another game after that had they won, because that seems to give them the gut check and the reality check to stay focused and stay locked in so that they could get to this point. So, you can't change the past, but like I said, they received a lot of criticism. Coach Freeman received a lot of backlash for that loss, and to a degree it was necessary, because you just can't lose games like that. Penn State, on the other hand, lost to Ohio State, lost to Oregon. That's their problem. They can never get over the hump as far as the upper echelon of the Big Ten. If you got to see Michigan, they struggle beating Michigan. They struggle beating Ohio State. Oregon is a newfound powerhouse that just got, introduced into the Big Ten. So they're going to have to deal with them just like the rest of the Big Ten schools are, but they're going to have to deal with them. So it's not going to be an easy job for Penn State to continue their success, but they've had a great season regardless of those 2 losses. Losing to Ohio State at home, that was a lot of people thought that they were gonna not be able to make it this far in the playoffs because of that. They wrote them off after that loss. Then they made the Big Ten championship. They wrote them off after the Oregon loss. A lot of people still to this day don't believe in Penn State as a program because of those 2 losses. They just feel like they kind of had an easy road to their easy path to their position right now in the semifinals. So they still have a lot to prove. They still have a chip on their shoulder. And like I said earlier, Notre Dame still has the NIU loss that's, it's in the past, but it's still a memory for them, and people still use it to discredit the season they're having. So both teams still with a lot to prove. Both teams still playing with a chip on their shoulder, and it will be a great game in my opinion. So with that being said, key number 1 as to what to look out for in this upcoming game: how does Tyler Warren perform? Tyler Warren, if you don't know, he's the tight end for Penn State. Great player, probably one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the country. Definitely going to the draft. Definitely getting drafted next year. And a phenomenal guy, phenomenal player. Penn State, in my opinion, doesn't have the downfield weapons to really play, just an air raid type of offense. They have to establish the run. But one of their downfield weapons is Tyler Warren. And Tyler Warren is a Swiss Army knife, because sometimes they don't even use it. Sometimes they'll give Tyler Warren a direct snap. They'll just snap it right to him. Sometimes they get Tyler on a jet sweep or something like that. So they do all type of stuff to get Tyler Warren the ball, and rightfully so, because he's their best weapon. He's their best downfield weapon. So they have to find ways and get creative to get him the ball, because everybody on Notre Dame knows if it's a pass play, 9 times out of 10, it's going to Tyler Warren. But he's been dealing with that all year, and he's still been able to perform like the best players always do. So however he plays, and this is going for both sides, if Notre Dame is able to shut him down, they have a clear advantage. If Penn State is able to get him going, they have a clear advantage, because Tyler Warren is a very phenomenal player, and he's going to come to play. So the game plan for Notre Dame, however they decide to cover him and make the other receivers and players on Penn State have to make plays, I'd like Notre Dame to win if they're able to do that. But if they're not, and Penn State is able to get him going, get him well ingrained into the offense and you know, making big plays, is going to be a good day for Penn State. So that's key number one. How does Tyler Warren play? How is he defended? The type of game he has is going to be a direct correlation to who wins or who loses, in my opinion. Key number two, establishing a run game. Both of these teams, neither one of these teams is an air raid type of team. Neither one of these teams, you know, relies on the pass. Both teams rely on having an excellent defense and an excellent run game. And with that being said, because of that, it's two teams with two excellent defenses. So you're gonna have to be able to run the ball against these defenses. And one team, we'll see during the game, one team is gonna be stronger than the other. One team is gonna have the better O-line. One team is gonna have the better scheme. And you'll be able to see that by the rushing yardage disparity. You'll be able to tell like who's actually able to still run the ball. And that'll be a great indicator over who's gonna win this game, because like I said, they're not really a downfield threatening. Neither one of them is that type of team. Both teams would rather win it on the ground and through having an excellent defense, playing good field position football and running it and, you know, milking the clock, winning the game that way. Now, don't get me wrong. Notre Dame is excellent at putting up points. And one of the things that they are almost, it's unheard of, is the way they're able to turn you over. They create so many turnovers and score off of those turnovers so frequently. It's almost like a video game or something. It's remarkable how they can do it game after game after game. Their defense is just causing havoc week in and week out. So with that being said, Penn State, this is not a key, but this is a key. They're gonna have to not turn the ball over if Penn State wants a chance. If whichever side, turnovers are always, you know, basically a huge one-way ticket towards disaster. You know, anytime a team turns the ball over in these types of games, they're probably gonna lose unless they create one of themselves. So that's always one of the keys, and I'm sure the coaches are telling them, protect the ball, protect the football, make smart decisions. But when you're going against Notre Dame, it's easier said than done. So if Penn State really wants a chance at winning this game, they better not turn the ball over once. They better not turn it over twice. Definitely not twice, but they better not even turn it over one time, because Notre Dame is going to score on that and capitalize off that and use that to their advantage like they always do. But like I said, nonetheless, key number two is establishing a run game, and that'll really show you who's the stronger team, who has the better athletes, because then you'll know whoever's able to run the ball and, you know, enforce their will on the other team. That's a big indicator of the type of game it'll be. Key number three, the final key to the game, and it goes hand in hand with key number two, is make the quarterback beat you. Whichever team makes the quarterback beat them is gonna win the game. So if Penn State is able to stop Notre Dame's run attack, and they make Riley Leonard have to make decisions constantly on third down, third and long, you know, and they're constantly, you know, disguising the coverages, making him have to, you know, he's great at leaving the pocket because he's such a mobile quarterback, because he's so athletic, but making him have to, you know, make tough decisions, throwing it on the run, things like that, that's going to be to Penn State's advantage. They want to get after, first off, they want to get after the quarterback, get him down, sack him. But if they can't do that, they want to make him make tough decisions, not knowing where to go, get him out the pocket, and then contain him and tackle him before he gets that first down. You know, you want to create havoc on third down. So that's going to be Penn State. I'm sure that's going to be one of Penn State's main objectives, is making Riley Leonard have to make plays consistently on third down. On the flip side, Notre Dame is probably thinking the exact same thing. And it's less to do with Riley Leonard. It's less to do with Penn State's quarterback. Penn State probably, in my opinion, they're probably thinking that's probably their strategy, because they want to make Riley Leonard make plays. Notre Dame, they probably, you know, if you got an eye for football, you can tell Drew Aller is a really good quarterback, but he just doesn't have that many options to throw to. Like, his guys, they just can't win their matchups. You know, they don't win consistently. His receivers don't win their routes consistently, game in, week and week out. So Penn State's probably Notre Dame's probably thinking, hey, we're gonna have to make these receivers beat us. And that's one of the things that people have been kind of iffy about Notre Dame's corners. In my opinion, Notre Dame has a great cornerback room. They took a huge loss when they lost Benjamin Morrison, who was possibly the best cornerback in the country. He got injured early. He got injured this season, so that was a huge loss. But they've still been able to create turnovers on defense. And their whole DBs as a whole, their safeties, Xavier Watts back there, I mean, he's possibly the best safety in the country. So they still have a great defensive back room. They still have great corners. So I believe their corners, I believe that matchup between their corners and Penn State's receivers, Notre Dame has the advantage in that position. So yeah, with that being said, this game, the third key to this game will be which defense is able to make the quarterback have to make tough decisions and ultimately win the game for their teams. If Penn State can make Riley Leonard do it, I think Penn State has the advantage. And the same can be said in reverse. If Notre Dame is able to make Drew Allar have to make consistent, tough throws, consistently deciphering their defense, it's going to be, you know, neither team. Drew Allar's been forced to do it, and in those games, he lost them. Riley Leonard, to this point, he really hasn't been forced to do it. He's looked good in all of the games. He hasn't looked terrible. He hasn't looked, you know, amazing or anything, but he's looked good in all the games. But he hasn't really been forced into bad situations yet, because they're always able to create such havoc on defense and have such favorable field position. And their offensive line and their run attack is just amazing with guys like Jeremiah Love. So with that being said, those are the three keys to the game. Those are the three keys to this upcoming semifinal matchup. It is in the Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida. It's tomorrow, Thursday. My prediction, and like I said in one of my previous videos, I believe Notre Dame will win this game. I can't see Penn State getting the job done here. I really believe in Notre Dame and what they've been doing this season. You guys let me know what you think. You guys let me know what keys you guys see. And with that being said, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.